unlike NFL or NBA, for instance, track and field lacks a unified progression-based narrative. So on that one, obviously it's not a question, but like, why do you think that is the case? That is my question in terms of we're talking American sports, but in fact we could talk add in our football, for instance, as well. But unlike football, NFL, NBA, why do you think like track and field lacks a unified progression-based narrative? So,
I think there's a few things to do that has contributed to that. I think first is money.
Mm,
I think then is sponsors,
which is money as well.
which is money as well. I think there's no one to tell a story for them, which engages people as well. And I don't think there's like one place to do it, because obviously you had the documentary on Netflix Track, yeah. No, sorry, not Track, Sprint, yeah.
Mm.
For me, that was like such a sick documentary, because you actually get to follow these athletes around the world doing what they do best. And there's not just one athlete you follow, was it 5?
Sometimes more. They were just dipping in and out, but yeah, you follow.
And you follow them across the whole season, yeah. And you see like they cross paths with other athletes as well in the same camp.
Mm.
So you get to see like how it is when they train, the psychological factors of what's like a mental block for them, or any mental hurdles that they have to get over. You just get to see them a lot closer under a mini microscope. But when there's not a sport where the visibility isn't high, there's no like, obviously you got Laos, you got Kashane, you got Tobago now, that draw in crowd. When you don't have those as well, it's like you're not connected with them often to see them, and to want to see them often, to block time out in your day to be like, okay, I'm going to tune into this race.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't. There's that misconnection. Oh, sorry, disconnection. There's that disconnection that's going on, and I think there are some things that need to change, but that's just what I think contribute to that at this
on
point.
on that though, do you feel like that was Michael Johnson's kind of plan with, say, Grand Slam
Mm.
track, I should say?
I'd say so. I'll let you answer Desh though if you want to.
No, you go.
I'd say so with Grand Slam track. I think that was his plan because it was going to be the sports league that athletics needed. But obviously the funding and the money wasn't. It was there and then it wasn't there, and that is kind of a grab to what athletics is. It's always there, but then it's not there when it's needed to be. And I think the problems, leading off your point, Stage, is that the first thing is the NFL Sundays. You know the NFL controls Sundays. We know come Sunday, everyone's saying I'm watching NFL. The NBA, we know when it comes to this, like the back end of the season, they're controlling most days of the week just because of the playoffs. The Premier League, our football controls Saturdays across the world. Do you get what I mean? Saturday, you know what's going on. 3:00 football match is always coming on. So track and field does not have a day. Athletics doesn't have a day or a league that you look at that, okay, we specify a day with. And I feel like there's never been anyone trying to build that. We have certain competitions, the Olympics, the world champs, and we look at it and we go, okay, cool. For this week, or for this 2-week period, we're all going to be locked in here. But throughout the year, there's no continuation process of keeping it at that level. Even though
it's really meant to be Diamond League, you know?
It's meant to be, but Diamond League isn't consistent enough.
They need to do better with the prize money, man.
But I wouldn't say that, but I wouldn't even say that's money on that part. I would just say the fact that you would probably put on more meets. And, you know, I feel like the Diamond League doesn't have enough meets for it to be classed as one of the elite sports leagues. It is the elite sports league in athletics, but I'd say after watching this World Champs and the last Olympics, the money should be invested. There's no reason to not invest the money. There's stories in there. There's storylines in there. There's narratives. There's rivalries. people don't like each other on the 100 meters. People don't like each other on the women's side. Like we have,
But we need to see it more.
but that means it needs to be documented, just like it was on Sprint. And Sprint was a great series, and Netflix have all the money nowadays. Why can't Netflix host? It's an idea for them. Put on an athletics competition that goes around the world, and like Diamond League, I don't know what they're gonna call it, goes around the world. We have every 2 weeks during the season. Do you get what I mean?
Mm.
We have a competition around the world. Netflix have the money to pay for it. You get what I mean? They write the storylines. They have it. They're doing WWE. Get some script writers in there. Don't make it fake, but you get what I mean. Get some people to try and push a narrative one way. Noah Lyles does it by himself, but I feel like
I feel like we need a few more villains as well.
Yeah, because Fred Curdy's villain number one right now.
Yeah, but he decided to go and take steroids and that.
But then the enhanced games is pushing this narrative because, now people are tuned in and locked it. People are going to watch that enhanced games just because. Athletics doesn't have that. Even though I'm not saying that the enhanced games is good, but Athletics doesn't have that where people want to go and watch for a specific reason. We're watching the enhanced games to watch Fred Curley essentially not break the world record. You get what I mean? There needs to be some narrative people are watching for.
I think on that, it's just more so, as bad as it sounds, how far these athletes that are going on the enhanced games can push themselves. That's what people will be interested to see. Like, the concept is just wrong, but like, I'd be a liar and a hypocrite to say I'm definitely not going to tune in, because I 100% am.
100%, me too. I want to. I don't want to see him break it. I don't want to see anyone on drugs do anything well. But
But if they do, they do. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I'm a watch.
But you know what? Going back to what you said, Jacob, about Netflix hosting like a series of races and stuff, I'm gonna pose a question to the athletes out there. What kind of worldwide tournament, barring Diamond League, would you want to see? Would you want to see out of this sport? Obviously, Diamond League goes around the world and stuff, but like, if you can have your own kind of prize money from 1st to 8th, if you could have any location, like, just create your perfect, I want to hear their perfect track circuit, worldwide track circuit. That's what I want to hear. So athletes, let us know your perfect track circuit.
I think that then slightly goes, obviously, hopefully the athletes can answer this, watch or listen and answer this, but I think that then goes back to Grand Slam again, because it seems like they did have some form of a structure, and early on people were actually tuned in terms of like their meets and stuff like that. Because where was the first meet? I can't remember the first one, but they did a meet in Jamaica. Was that the first one? And then
the first one,
second or third one or whatever, I remember there being one in Miami and stuff like that. And it seemed like there was going to be a structure in terms of like the payments. Obviously they're going through what they're going through right now, but I do think that was kind of Michael Johnson and Co.'s kind of ideas / concepts on that.
Should I tell you this is my last point, my main problem, and I think the main issue in athletics is, where is the money coming from? Like, how do you make money from athletics? That's the real issue. Like, you see how football, you can put sponsors around the whole stadium and guaranteed everyone's watching. NFL the same way. We have ads and that sort of stuff. How does athletics make money for itself? That's the question I actually want to ask.
On that, it'll probably have to, like Deji said, in terms of, or you said as well, them being followed around, it then has to be TV rights, for instance. We see those kind of long-term deals that the Premier League could have a 10-year TV right with Sky, for instance, or some jazz. If there was, again, referencing Grand Slam track, if they did have a TV deal with Eurosport or whoever, and say this is where it's going to be, because even like the coverage on that, it was hard to know where it was was going to be shown, for instance. So if there was like, Diamond League kind of have it because it's BBC, but it's not promoted. It's just, oh yeah, Diamond League's going to be on, and half the time we don't even know. We only know when the London meets are really happening, or if we know, Noah's going to run his first race in Bern, for instance, or in Milan. Just that's when it is kind of like publicize slash enhance,
Very
not
athlete.
referencing.
It's very athlete driven instead of like athletics driven. There's no company
Yeah,
behind it pushing forwards. Like, this is where we're going to be. We're going to be here this week. There's just an athlete coming out saying, okay, I've got a race. If you want to come, come. It feels like very so amateur. I know it's still classed as an amateur sport, but it's still like on that amateur wavelength. It's like, now you can't stay there if you want to get to here.
Yeah, I agree, man.
even you saying like, where's the money gonna come from? I think I briefly saw like the athletes that competed in Grand Slam, they're gonna start to get paid for them competing, etc. Obviously, it's kind of on pause, or there's been investors, but I'm like, who the hell are these investors that are actually putting their money into backlog pay athletes effectively?
I'd say you need a billionaire that used to be an athlete that just loves the sport.
Literally, it's like someone buying a football club for the love of it.
You need that sheikh from Saudi.
Yeah, you need to have a Turkey al Sheikh like in boxing to understand that I need and I love this, but then something that he loves about it so much for him to then go, okay, cool, I'll throw 2 billion at this for no reason at all.
Yeah,
because
man.
I like it and I got the money to do it. I feel like that's what athletics needs. It needs an influx of cash, and we have the personalities for it. So I don't know what else is missing, because it's the best spectator sport to watch, probably outside of boxing, in my opinion. Do you get what I mean?
Maybe in the non-competition years, using someone like Turkey al Sheikh, that's when they could say, like, next year is just European champs, but say next summer, lead it up to giving up that boxing vibe. Noah versus Tobago versus Kishane versus Oblique. They'll be racing for £1 million on July the 17th. So the athletes know, like, and then maybe there's little meets that they have to do in between, but then the mega prize money is that final race, July 17th, 2026, for argument's sake, all that stuff.
Joe, you're a cricket man. You remember this? Remember when they did the game for like 20 million? Do you remember that? Back then, when they did the game for 20 million, and you saw the players really coming out because they understood everyone was getting £1 million per a piece.
They still basically do it. So the IPL, the Indian Premier League, there's other IPL versions in different countries. Obviously, India one still pays the most, but the other cricketers around the world do still they perform in the other competitions. And just for argument's sake, on that, the England cricketers, for instance, they did not used to partake in IPL because it used to hinder their place for the England Test cricket team. But then, which was kind of like the ECB's fault, so that's the England and Wales Cricket Board. But then they came to the agreement because the players, they were like, yo, we're missing out because, for instance, I'm projected to be the #1 draft pick, so I will be getting this amount. So just say Kevin Peterson days early on, he missed out. But now, obviously, England got some superstar hitters that just smash cricket balls, and they're the ones that are getting the high draft picks now, and they're making the money. And now the ECB's kind of scheduled the England cricketing season that will help the players to at least play a bit of IPL. Then they can just go back and play for England. And
that's why I feel like that influx, and obviously cricket's a bigger sport in India and that sort of stuff, and the money there is crazy. But athletics can't get to the cricket level, I'll be honest, because cricket's crazy. But I feel like it can get to a level where we can throw money into it. And it's just, Michael Johnson tried, but it all comes back to one thing, the bottom line.
Yeah, he needed more help, man. He needed more help. But a titan of a company needs to come and just try something, man. You're right with what you were saying, Joe, with Netflix. They should just come actually just try the track circuit. And let's see how it goes.
Why not? They've tried everything else.
True.
You got sprint. You got the people for it. Why not?
Yeah.
The only thing on the, again, going back to the financials though, is compared to other sports, all that most athletes in other sports are on a salary, for instance. Do you know what I mean?
But
there's not a technical base salary in athletics like in, say, in track and field. A lot
There
of it
isn't a
is prize
technical.
money / sponsorship.
But
Yeah,
say you
so
sign
you can
everyone
just
to the
put up
league.
your prize money and that's it.
No, Dej. Say you sign everyone to the league. Every athlete, like they're doing in boxing, they're trying to create a boxing league.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Say
they'll
everyone
get their appearance fees.
say everyone signed to a league and you are on 20 grand a month. Hey, don't kill me. It might not be enough for some, but you're on 20 grand a month. If you're, it's more than you're probably getting now. You then have appearance fees for specific races. You then have, obviously, as you do, football bonuses for winning,
Oh,
bonuses.
that would be good.
That's what I think should happen. 5 grand a week for every athlete that's in the competitions or the sign up to the league, because you can't have every athlete in the world, but you have to be a certain ranked athlete, and that will entice you to actually get into those rankings. And you then, if after your performance after the year, if you're not up there, top 10 relegation system, bro, you're out of here. Come back next year. And we have wild card picks because, you know, every time we can't have the same 10 people, same 9 people racing, but, you know, you have the other ones that get paid
Yeah,
at 10 grand a month.
I'm liking this, you know, but you're giving them too much ideas still.
Hey, we're copywriting this after this episode. So
You see with the league thing, it just then made me think of, obviously, on the football scene here, well, I say here, around the world, or European football, is UEFA introducing years ago the Nations League, and obviously wanting international breaks to be even more competitive. But you've got I think England are they in the B part now of Nations League, unless they went back up to A, but for instance, they lost their A status a couple years ago and stuff like that. So who knows?
that's what I think should happen anyway.
You know, listen, I'm all for it, man.
Hey,
But again, it is hard though, because like if you think about like golf, there's not a real salary, but golf, there's prize money. For instance, golf's just an expensive sport in general. So
didn't they bring in that thing recently when they were going to Saudi and there was a league out there, or in the United Arab Emirates, UAE? They were doing something, and a lot of them went over there.
so
Oh yeah,
I think Live Golf.
yeah.
Most of the top golfers didn't go, but a few like ones with good stake names. So I remember when Tiger Woods, he declined it and he was offered like the highest amount, I believe. Even the likes of like Rory McIlroy and others. Because they thought it was more of a ethics thing, ethically wrong for them to join that to join that league. So Live didn't really kick off like that.
It didn't, but this is my thing though, Joe. Every other sport is being offered this. It feels like every sport around track and field is being offered this. So why not? Why are we still sitting here being paid nothing and really in some cases doing the hardest job in the world? Do you get what I mean? There's no salary in tennis either. But, you know, you understand if you win, you're going to get paid a lot of money. In athletics, you win a 100-meter title, you get paid 70 grand.
So question to the audience then, should athletics, if athletics had a chance to consider an offer from Saudi, should they take it?
They don't have a choice. Yes.
Sorry, I had to take my mic.
For the audience.
No, because Jacob basically said it. 100-meter gold medals, what, 70 bags in certain countries? Do you know what I mean?
I want to hear what everyone else has to say.
I hear it still.
I want to read those comments.
I'm just saying, 100 meters, 70 bags. Well, oblique Seville, 70 bags, yeah? That even could be in Jamaican dollars. So I'm just saying that I saw 70 grand, yeah? Wimbledon winner, 5 mil. I don't even know if it's that much. I might be way off of Wimbledon.
I think US Open is around that figure, but obviously because theirs is in dollars.
Yeah. US Open 5 mil or something like that. You boxing, I know it's prize fighting, but Canelo got paid 150 mil to lose the other day. So, like, we need to get the pay gap somewhere.
But on those things is who's gonna put in that piece to say, yo, like, because they could run up to, I'll say a fight, to a race. There could be a lot of hype. They could do like a lot of like, what's it called in boxing again? Like promo for it. I don't know why I forgot the word, but athletics you can easily promo. It's just who's gonna put that actual money in.
Right, at this point, everyone's doing it for free. Once they stop doing it, This is the thing, though. It's a weird one because because you have a lot of people not watching anyway. It's like you can't stop doing it because they're at a lose-lose situation right now, and I don't know. Rivalries are good, but they're talked about for a week and then everyone forgets. As I said, they need a day. They need a day in the week. Maybe it's a Wednesday because Wednesday seems like the day when no sports really happen. But Champions League is on a Wednesday. But you need a Wednesday in like the summertime, and you need a consistent Wednesday throughout their season for track is on at this time, this week, every week.
Yeah,
And
that's
this
good. It'll be a culture thing, innit? That's how to shift the culture slowly.
or a Friday night actually. Friday night actually.
We'll come back to this though,
Yeah.
because on that, just to end it, it's harder because athletics, they stagger when they're going to be at their peak and stuff like that. So it is one, but one for also athletes. Please get involved in this conversation. Help us understand why there isn't as much funding, where you think there could be better funding, better promotion. Because again, we're all lovers of track and field in general, so we'd like the sport to be further enhanced.